So when it comes to video games, this generation is rather interesting compared to the previous ones. And of course I mean now it's evolved to the point where we're getting 0.5 versions of consoles. The like of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One X have completely changed how we perceive a console generation. They've taken a way more closer approach to the likes of cell phones like the iPhone and the Samsung, where every few years you get a minor upgrade that can still run all of your previous stuff, but in some instances it can run it a lot better. But at the same time, you look at newer software made for these phones, typically the new software runs way better and in some instances looks way better on the newer technology. And we've definitely seen this with a number of games on the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X. Like for instance, take Uncharted 4 and go play that on the PlayStation 4. It's still an amazing game that looks absolutely stunning. Take that game, put it into your PlayStation 4 Pro, now you can play this in 4K, or at least 4K checkerboarded, and it looks even better. It has more realistic volumetric lighting, better shadows, soft shadows, it's closer to real life. Take for example another game I absolutely love, Horizon Zero Dawn, one of my favorite games of 2017. It's absolutely stunning from beginning to end on the PlayStation 4. Then I got a PS4 Pro and started playing it, and it felt like a completely new game. The frame rate was much more smooth. The gameplay just felt better. Visually, it was even more stunning, which was hard to believe. So this is definitely something that I think will affect Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to see a giant difference. Like the PlayStation 4 is able to handle Spider-Man. That's not a problem. But what you're going to see is of course that the normal PS4 version is going to look slightly worse. And by that what I'm talking about is in the distance you're going to see a lot more jaggies on the normal PlayStation 4. That's because the technology just can't handle it and process it the same way. On the PS4 Pro, you're going to see better lighting techniques. You're going to see a lot more AI things happening, like more people in crowds, further draw distance, more cabs in New York. And God knows if you've ever been to New York, you know there's a cab just about every 3 feet, so it'll probably be able to handle it better. Now, since this is a Sony exclusive game, you know they're not going to go out there and make a night and day difference because a lot more people own the base PS4 than they do the PlayStation Pro. So when you look at it, realistically the PlayStation Pro is going to offer you a few things you're not getting on the normal version. You're going to get 4K, whether it's checkerboarded or native, who knows. You're probably going to get an option to pick 60 frames a second, 1080p, or performance mode, or whatever they want to call it, It's going to be these type of minor changes, and visually the game is going to look somewhat better, but it's going to play the same on each console. And Sony definitely doesn't want to put out a game that runs absolutely terrible on one console while it runs good on the minor upgraded version. Just look at Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example, on the Switch versus the Wii U. Yeah, the Wii U version ran at a sub 20 to 24 frames a second, while the Switch version ran at 30. That's quite substantial. So they're definitely not going to want to do that considering it's the same console family for the PlayStation 4.